All right, so we got the test in a couple days, so we're going to start reviewing, just kind of going over everything. Let's start with this one. Find the average rate of change from 0 to 8. Jasmine? 4 is correct. All right, so average rate of change. Already finding the slope between the interval that they're talking about. So they're talking about from 0 to 8 on the x values. That's a change of 8. You use the y values that go with it. From 7 to 39 is a change of 32. You go changing y over changing x. 32 divided by 8 gives you 4. If you look at the different parts on this, though, they're not always going to have a slope of 4. The part I just highlighted, that's a slope of 2. Let's see, this one. Right there, that's a slope of 6. So the different parts of the graph aren't always going to match exactly. So you have to use the 2 points that they're asking about, okay? But otherwise, that's all it is find the slope between those 2 points. Find the equation for that line. Who's got Noah? 1/2 x minus 2 is correct. So usually the easiest thing to do is to find the y-intercept first. The y-intercept's where it crosses the y-axis. That gives you 1 point on the graph. If you want another point where it goes through the corner on the grid lines, for this graph specifically, you could use any one of those. And that's just a matter of you do your rise over run. So the rise is 1, run is 2. This graph is increasing, so that makes it positive. Our y-intercept was -2, so they're just going to put it as a -2. All right, any questions with that? Looking at the graphs and counting the squares isn't easy from a seat or even on a screen, but that's kind of how it has to go for the EOG and stuff too. So a little bit different. I got a graph. Still trying to find the equation for the graph. I could put some answer choices up there though, because let's go ahead and find which equation matches for that graph. I think I got it. Rick? Nope. Aiden? B is correct. So look, what's the y-intercept for the graph? 3. Y-intercept's 3. That's easy to find. How do you find y-intercept for standard form? C over b. So c over b has to equal 3. All right? 6 divided by 2, that's 3. 3 divided by 1, that's 3. 6 divided by negative 2, that's negative 3. 3 divided by negative 1, that's negative 3. Okay? So we eliminated 2 of them right there. The other thing then we look at is the slope. So for our slope, rise over run, we go down 2 over 1. So we got 2 over 1, it's decreasing, so that's a negative. And our slope's negative 2. How do we find slope from standard form? Opposite A or negative A over B. All right, so that means we got to have opposite of A over B. If I do opposite of A over B, that's making that a negative half. Opposite of A over B, that's our negative 2. Everybody follow on how that works? So you kind of got like 2 problems in one there. You got to work with the standard form to find the slope and y-intercept from standard form, and also find it from a graph. But they do put questions like that on a test where all the answer choices are standard form. Find the whole equation there. Who thinks they got it? Sophia? Negative 2 plus what? Negative 2x plus 1 is correct. So changing y. This part's important. Changing y, it's going down. So that's a negative 8. Changing x is going up, so that's a positive 4. That makes our slope negative 2. You got to pay attention to the directions on them. If they're increasing, we got positive numbers. If they're decreasing, we got to have a negative number. When we got 1 negative, 1 positive, or 1 increasing, 1 decreasing, that makes a negative slope. So then when we do y equals mx plus b, doesn't really matter which one you got to plug in. Either way, you got some negatives. So I'll just use that first point. We got negative 2 times negative 2 plus b. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. So we got 5 equals 4 plus b. Well, if you got 4, to get to 5, you got to add 1. So we got plus 1 for our y-intercept. So that's how we get the negative 2x plus 1. Okay? Any questions on that one? All right, how far apart are the y-intercepts for the function graphed? And the function there, 4x plus 3y equals negative 12. Ah, who's got it? Oliver? 1's correct. Start with the easiest one. What's the y-intercept on the graph? -3. So y-intercept's there, that's -3. What's the y-intercept for this equation? -4. We do c over b, so that's -12/3, which is -4. Well, -4 is right here. That's how far apart are they? That's distance. Distance is always going to be positive, so we got +1. Everybody follow? Any questions on that?